Today's mitzvah is circumcision, Brit Milah. Avraham Avinu, our forefather Abraham, he was the first Jew to have a circumcision. He had it when he was 99 years old, and he gave one to his son Yitzchak, Isaac. Brit Milah is supposed to be done on the 8th day after the baby is born, but if one is not able to do it on the 8th day, or it was not done for whatever reason on the 8th day, then there is still a mitzvah to do one, to have a Brit Milah as soon as one can. The Rambam tells us that the mitzvah of Brit Milah overrides the Shabbos. What happens if a child is born in the twilight, that is the time called Bein Hashmashot? From sunset until evening, it is a safek, it's a doubt which day that's considered. As we know, in Judaism, the day begins at night. So when does night start? There's uncertainty if night begins perhaps at sundown, or perhaps it begins only when 3 stars come out at nightfall. So what's considered the 8th day with a baby that was born at this period called Bein Hashmashot? So the Rambam tells us we go after the night. We say, in other words, it's as if he's having it on the ninth day. We begin it from the night after the twilight. We say that that's when he was born. So the Rambam tells us in Mishnah Torah that if a child was born in the twilight zone and his 9th day would be Shabbat, because it's a safek, because it's a doubt whether in fact this is the actual 8th day. Perhaps it's not. Perhaps really the day when he was born was the day beforehand, and night only begins at nightfall. So because it's a doubt, therefore one should not, in such a situation, have the Brit Milah on Shabbat, but rather it should be pushed off until Sunday. The Medrash tells us of a conversation that happened between Yitzchak and Yishmael, Abraham's 2 sons. Yishmael turned to Yitzchak and said, Ani chaviv mincha, I am more beloved to Hashem than you, because I had a Brit Milah when I was 13 years old. That's when I was already 13 years old when Hashem gave the mitzvah of Brit Milah, and I had my circumcision then. So Yitzchak responded and said, no, it's not true. Ani chaviv mincha, I'm more beloved to Hashem than you, because I had it at 8 days old. So obviously we understand what Yishmael's claim was. He said, I did it when I was 13. I made the decision on my own, and I, with my own free choice, went and decided that this was what I wanted, to have a covenant with Hashem. But why was Yitzchak coming along and saying that he was more beloved than Yishmael? Why would 8 days be better? The explanation is because the idea of having a covenant with Hashem, it's not under our terms. It's not based on what we understand, that I make a conscious decision that it's the right thing to do. A covenant with Hashem, the ultimate bond and connection, is far deeper than our understanding. It's just an intrinsic connection that a Jew has. A Jew has a neshama, he has a soul, and therefore he has this deep bond, this deep connection with Hashem, a connection that's far deeper than understanding. And that's what Brit Milah is symbolic of, and that's why Yitzchak and all the Jewish children claim that we are beloved by Hashem, because this Brit Milah signifies the deep connection that we have, and that's why we have it when we are 8 days old. Because of this, it's also important to have in mind there are sometimes circumcisions which are done not exactly according to the best way of halacha, so therefore one should always consult with a rabbi and make sure that the choice, the way one's choosing to have a circumcision and the choice of one's mohel, it's the best according to halacha, because the way the circumcision needs to be done is according to the Torah, exactly according to God's terms, because this is the covenant with Hashem that we have together with Him.